Good afternoon.
Your line is now
Time
unmuted.
to wrap it up for this July the 13th, 2015. Tomorrow is France's Bastille Day. Probably things are going to be pretty slow in France. Get to it. Okay, when we came in this morning, we had 85 to 90 as resistance, and it's still kind of holding, but failure to take this out has not produced any selling. We were hoping to buy the 75, 70 area. The best you could have bought would have been 85. And you can see it's a very, very quiet session. Got buyers below 87. You got a seller above 90. Very, very tight range. On the last update when we left this, we said I expect the market to make new session highs. And that's what it has done. So very, very quiet. Very, very difficult trading. We tried a V-top trade right here. That was a minus. This was our first legitimate setup right here. Again, I had some things that said that the trade might develop. It was in our number 2 band, but that held, but it didn't. So the market has been pointed up, and it's held those gains pretty much all day long. Now we come back, we take a look at our F1 screen, and I'll show you why the trades did not work. And it's pretty simple. Higher low, higher high on our F1 screen means this favors buyers for tomorrow, and we've got a retail sales forecast that is pretty strong. If it comes in as strong as the forecast is for retail sales, it'll be pretty good market. The reason our trades didn't work today is pretty simple. Just nothing but P's. Nothing but new moves out of the middle, and that's what we have right now. The market has come to balance. We get a new move right out of the middle, and you don't want to fade these moves. So if the market were to close right now, our next resistance is going to be this high volume area at 93, like what, 93.50, then 2100. So market is trying to trade higher, and so far has been pretty good at it. So selling failure to take out 93.95 I think is the easiest trade to see for Globex, assuming we close here at 91. Then it'll be 99, 2100 for sell too. I think the macroeconomics are soft enough that nobody's really excited about getting long for any other reason than Fed support for the market. And if we start getting numbers as strong as tomorrow's retail sales numbers, this economy might actually start growing again. And then there's that flight to quality for equity money managers. If you had to invest in a stock market, would you invest in China's market? Would you invest in Russia's? Would you invest in Brazil's, Argentina's, Venezuela's? No, you'd probably invest in Europe, UK's, and the United States. So there's a little bit of support coming in from that. Okay, tomorrow's numbers: retail sales plus 0.3. That's a good number. That's on an annualized basis. That's 3.5% growth. X autos plus 0.6. Very, very strong number. X autos and gas plus 0.6. Import-export prices plus 0.1 for both of them. No one will pay any attention to that. And business inventories plus 0.2. So the focus is retail sales, X autos, and what's going on coming out of Greece. Reading some stories that the Greek Parliament will not sign off on the deal. I'd like to know where they think the money's coming from. Look, like we've said from day one, they don't have a lot of choice in this. They're between the rock and the hard spot, and unless they are prepared for total collapse right now and an unbelievable washout, which I don't think they are, I think they'll sign the deal, get the money, and look for ways to get around the edges like they've always done. But that assessment so far has been what the gold market has told us. No flight to quality there. Okay, looking at the note and the 30-year. Market just got slammed. Lower high, lower low. Came in Friday, lower high, lower low, looking for a place to sell it. We like the sell this morning. It did give us one really good trade before the market started to recover. So this screen says find a place to sell it, the F1 screen. We look at every market the same way every day. This is our cap flow chart, and it tells you that money is still coming out of the market. Okay, getting about 50% into these single prints right up here seems to be where the market has been. Now, if you don't think volume's important, if you take out a low volume number, which this is by definition, where's the next stop? The theory says it should be that high volume number. And what was the next stop? That high volume number. I mean, we see this day in and day out. Low volume numbers are support and resistance and can be traded as such. If you get through, if that holds, then you should make it to this high volume number right here. You can see that we did in Y period. Then they break it out in B, and where does the market go up to? It goes up to the next low volume number. 327 is lower than anything in between it, and 327 holds. We also had a visual cue over here. That number right there. So you've got access to information that's just going to make you money. So we closed this market at 18.5. Last rotate up stopped at 23, then at 21, and we have a high of 26. So do we sell 19s to 23s? Do we sell 23s to 27s? Let's put 23, 27 out there, and we'll put a question mark at 20. And the number at the retail sales number is strong enough that I think we'll probably, the forecast for that, we'll probably find some selling in the overnight. On the buy side, 9 to 13 is where support is, and then 1 to 5. I don't know what the Greek news will bring us overnight, but probably be some complaining. Minimally. But I mean, you just, it's just going to be hard to get around the fact that they're going to attempt or make an effort to pay it back, and if they don't pay it back, there's no more money forthcoming. And then what do they do? It's not a pleasant hole to be looking into. Okay, the knob spread this morning when we started out was at 22.28. It went to 23.07.5. So the extra, again, the extra volatility and the extra moves higher and lower in this come from knob, spread contraction and expansion. And this morning it was expanding. So we got pretty good resistance here at 10. We're currently at 03. And we got a high all the way up at 18 and a high at 23. So we're at 03. It is aggressive as hell. 7 to 11. Trying to pick off this top of value right here. 11's better than 7, so on. And then 19 to 23. It's just where resistance lies. On the buy side, the bottom of value, we're 49.03, so we're going to lean against this number, 21 to 25. And 9 to 13. Okay, all along gold has been saying that Greece is not going to leave the EU. And I think the gold market has been correct today. It's weak, but again, I just don't see the bottom falling out of this market. I'm not saying a large central bank can't come in and whack it, but I think most people look at what's going on in Greece and saying, can this be me? Some news out that Hungary is building a fence to stop their country from being overrun. You know, fences work. If you don't believe me, look at the Cold War when we used to have the Iron Curtain. That stopped most people from moving to the West. And if you decided to make the move to the West, things were so bad you were willing to die to get out. Israel has stopped the infiltration of a lot of terrorists because of their fence. So this argument that fences don't work is just, it's not true. They do work if you want to put them up and stop people coming into your country. So the pressure from the Middle East, the pressure from North Africa, the pressure from Spanish and Italian people moving north. Now they don't have to worry about a fence or anything, but there's a lot of pressure on economies from people moving in to find work, etc. Okay, we got a low volume number. We got a lower high, lower low. This favors the sell side. Our 58, we finally got there. We've got stops below 35, 36. We haven't gotten there. We got this 45, 47 that we like. So 50, 45 to 50 is pretty good support. 65 to 75 is pretty good resistance. So this one says lower. And looking at our F2 screen, see that we rejected prices above 60, so our 58 to 60, sell one, is just where it was. Let them get stops above that one. We'll make 64, 66, sell two. I'm going to keep our 50 plus or minus 1, buy 1, then 45, 47 for buy 2. Worked out pretty good for us today. Okay, crude had a pretty good day to the upside. Greece is back on the market for crude oil. Big picture stuff. An outside day that says trading range. So I think our numbers worked out pretty well today. We'll just leave them where they were this morning. Won't think too much about it. Longer term, it's still a sell. So buy one's going to be in our 5150 area, 5150, 5175, then 51, 51 and a quarter. Basically 51, 5150 is where we're trying to buy it. With little room for our setups. On the sell side, 5250 to 75. That's where it was this morning. Might make it 75 to 53, then 53, 53 and a quarter was sell too. So those numbers worked out well for us overnight. Perhaps they will again this evening, tonight, and tomorrow. So where's Europe coming up with? Another $96 billion. Well, Northern Europe's the one that's really on the hook for it. The rest of them will be printing money. It'll be done collectively. You know, we used to see trade deficits of $500 billion a year, and you'd see the dollar depreciate $500 billion per year in value. That just came out of the price of the currency. So Europe has wanted a lower euro to increase their export business outside, and Germany has profited from that a bunch. So Germany can get paid a couple of ways. Got an outside day here in the euro, but we did finish very, very weak. My guess is we are going to trade lower. And just looking at this map structure, we got a low volume at 109.75. So 109 even, excuse me, 110 even to 109.75 looks like reasonable support. Then we've got 109.33 all the way down to 108.33. That's a full point. That's quite a bit. But this one looks like it's going to try to sell. Oops. Hard for me to read this gray out at times. So definitely have a B, definitely trying to work lower. We got stops beneath 110. We got this high volume number at 84. So let's play for them getting stops below 110. So we'll make 75.85 by 1 and 50 plus or minus 5 by 2. On the sell side, we have the spill. We're at 16, so 40 to 50 sell 1. Then 75 to 85 sell 2. And look for the euro to be lower. That's it for July the 13th, 2015. I will see you all bright and early in the morning. Hotter than hell down here in Wichita. Gonna hit 103, 104 this afternoon, they say. Hopefully they'll be wrong. But the humidity after last week's couple inches of rain is just really, really stifling. Like being in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Houston, Columbus, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida. Some really, really hot places that I've been to before in the summer. Y'all have a great evening. I'm out of here. I'll see you bright and early in the morning.